Meeting is streaming live. Hey, Laura. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. So we are switching it up a little bit if everybody's paying attention. We're doing different things on different days. And this is one of our normal days, though. And we are excited. First of all, in Chicago, you guys, in this whole area, it is absolutely gorgeous outside. If you're inside, you've got to get outside. Wherever you are, hopefully it's nice and get outside, get that fresh air. Because if you're in a place like Lori and I are, we have winter coming, and
Yeah.
it's a little different. But we're going to talk about some stuff today that's so interesting. And I just want to say, Laura, hey, hi, how are you today on
I
this
am
great Friday?
fantastic, and I'm so glad it's Friday. And this is I told you guys this is my favorite time of year. I have so many great memories of this. They have being in the flower business and selling pumpkins and corn stalks, and just seeing all the little kids come up and talking to me and
Yeah.
asking what they're going to be for Halloween. It's just a great time. But we're going to talk about some stuff. But some of the stuff is a repeat of kind of what we've done before, but we would just want to talk about it again. And that is talking about doing something to bless someone, like to make somebody feel good about themselves. What a great time in the fall to be able to do that. We've talked about many things. We've talked about before sending handwritten notes, and just put a little note on the door of your neighbors, or just get your little stationaries at the store and just send a little note. Say, hey, I'm thinking about you, and the holidays are going to be coming up soon, and I just want to say hi, or you were in my thoughts thinking of you. You don't have to write a whole big thing on that. Your thoughts on that, Deb?
Well, I just want to say one thing too, and I just want to throw it in there. One thing that Lori and I talked about right before we were getting on, because we always go over stuff, is that, the reason we're repeating this a lot too is some of the stuff, and some of the stuff's different, is because we're kind of in a new phase right now. If you want to think about it, a lot of people are feeling much more comfortable getting out and doing things and being around people, but there's some people that aren't. Okay. And it's our moral obligation, okay, honestly, to look out for our fellow family members, friends, neighbors. I mean, you guys think about this. There could people out there could be that don't have that support system. Maybe their family's out of town, maybe they're not around them. So we need to kind of keep our eyes and ears open and really like use what we're talking about to the fullest and try to do that special thing that, it's not all for your own self gratification, although it does make you feel good when you do stuff for other people. But on the receiving end, that's what we want. We want to that's why we're saying this. So handwritten notes, you guys, I just sent a card to somebody I found out that has something going on. And I went to the religious store and bought something and put it in the card. And it's like, they sent me back a message, and they were just like so happy. It made them feel good, but I don't know who felt better, me or them, because you know what? That's what it's all about, letting them know that you care, and a text is okay, and a message is okay, but sometimes something that they can hold on to and then actually maybe put it in a place and cherish it, So with that, Laura, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Oh, great. I'm going to grab something real quick, because it goes with what we're talking about. Sorry, I should have had this up.
Okay.
I have done masses for people, and just people that are, alive. Doesn't have to mean like a mass card for when they die.
Right.
But I have done sent cards, and now I got tons yesterday. I get cards from different different now like sources and stuff, and they send me cards for get well. I guess for birthday, and inside of them, these are Christmas ones. These are Christmas ones I got in me. But inside of them will say like, they'll say that their name was going to be offered into petitions in the church to pray for them.
That's awesome.
And so these are the Christmas ones I got yesterday. I mean, I get them for free, but I do send them a donation.
Yeah.
And send a donation when I'm going to put somebody's name in one of these. But the other day I got birthday cards, got well cards, and in them they're blank, and they'll say, thinking of you, and your name's going to be mentioned in masses for so many months or whatever. And then I send them a donation.
Can you put that in the comment section? That's cool.
Yeah. Yesterday, about 25 cards they sent me.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? At the price of cards, guys, let's just talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
You know, Lori and I are the dollar store queens, man. I got to stop there today, actually. They carry cinnamon toothpaste, and like that is so good. You guys, cinnamon toothpaste is good. But, anyways, I love to go there and grab a couple extra cards to have on hand so that there's no delay. But look at how nice this was. Lori gave a donation
Yeah.
to this organization, which helps them with stuff. And then look in turn what she got. This is great. Pay it forward kind of thing.
Look at this. I got like little
Oh, yeah.
address on there too.
Oh, nice.
I get stuff almost every other day from somebody just because they make a couple donations and
Yeah.
these cards for yeah.
Oh, yeah, miss. I know they're great. Oh my gosh.
I
Well,
will
like,
put it on our page so you could see that.
and you know what else? As you talk about cards, Lori, you know what? Encouraging books are just as cool too. They don't have to be big, fat, huge reading books. They could be little pamphlets, and they could be a lot of stuff. If you know somebody going through something, or you just want to, like, I don't know. There's all kinds of topics. I mean, we could probably go on and on and on.
I
You know, I mean, really about those kind of things with books and stuff like that.
I don't know if anybody knows who Matthew Kelly is, and one of these days we're going to get him on our show.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's got a new book out, and what he's doing is he's letting everybody get 6 books for free to give to your family and friends.
Seriously?
I have that here too. I'm sorry.
Whoa. No, you know what? I had his name in my phone. And remember, I told you this a long time ago because the pastor at our church said, here, I got it right here, you guys. It's in my little list. It says Resisting Life by Matthew Kelly.
Yeah. Here, this is the book. You can't see it because of this light.
Yeah, there's a glare, but that's okay.
It's called Holy Moments. And it's really funny because I went up and it's very easy read.
Yeah.
My pastor at church actually sent him an email. I said, hey, Matthew Kelly's giving out these books, and this would be great for the church to give out at Christmas time. I mean, for them. Yeah, we already planned on it, and he gave me a book. But he's
my God.
6 books for free.
Wow.
Go to his website. I'll put that on there too.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be great, because that's another thing, guys. You get a couple extra books, right? I'm sure if you start to think about it, there's got to be somebody that you could gift a book to, and maybe it's for a specific reason and maybe it's not. And you know what? Maybe all of a sudden somebody's weighing heavy on your heart and you're thinking about them. There's a reason. Lori and I talk about this all the time. We think about somebody and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, there's a reason. We're supposed to call them, reach them, talk to them, check in on them because they may need something, So
yeah, I gotta interrupt real quick.
Go ahead.
I got some great news. Joan Oberly's new book should be out any time now.
Saw like something posted.
Yes. Once she gets it going, it's going to be in the next week or so.
Yeah.
To have her on, but
yes.
This is a sequence to her other book, which was drawing a blank.
I know, I'm drawing a blank too.
Something the dance.
Yes, the dance. Yes. Oh my gosh.
But you guys, that's going to be a great Christmas present for people. We're going to encourage people to give that book out, especially because we know her and we've had her on our show a couple times.
Right. I think we need to think about this year, you guys. Christmas presents should be as personal as you can get, but not like, oh, what can we get them that like the sweater or the this or the that or whatever. I think you really dig deep into some serious cool things because you know what? People will really appreciate it. I think it's cool.
It is.
Lori and I love to cook.
Right.
Gift a dinner, you guys. Gift a dinner to somebody. You know what? Somebody's going through a hard time. Get on the dinner bandwagon. There's a bunch of those apps too. Like if you know someone that has a situation, or maybe somebody on your block had a baby, or they had a surgery. They have organized ways of doing it, like with apps and stuff. But if not, just find out what you can do and when you can do it. And if you don't cook, it doesn't have to be cooked. You seriously can have a pizza delivered if that's the way you want to do it. You know what? Don't have an excuse. No excuses, right?
Right, exactly. I've done that with my daughter before. I've sent stuff to her, through the Instacart and stuff like that, surprise her and stuff. You know what, too, is I was thinking about this when I was reading this, and I thought, you know what? Sometimes you might want to just make more for dinner that you normally do. Like, I'm known for my meatballs besides my
Mhm.
cook. And so, like when I make meatballs, I think to myself, well, I'm going to make a few extra so maybe I could give to somebody. And I have in the past brought food to the neighbors and stuff like that. They know when I'm baking or cooking that smells good. And I'll just go over, I live in a condo, and just knock on their door and say, I was thinking about you. I thought maybe you'd like to have some meatballs and some spaghetti. Doesn't have to be a big deal.
Mhm.
Not a big deal at all.
Play
So,
those blessings, those little
yeah,
blessings. It just
right,
makes you feel good. Well, of course, bake something yummy. And there's my favorite yummy thing in the whole world is Lori's cookies. But
oh, thank you.
this woman is the queen of the cookies. And you got to tell them how many cookies you make and what you do at the Christmas time.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
insanely cool.
This year we're not doing them, but last year I think I did about 1,200 cookies. We made 50 cookie baskets. And they're all decorated with bows and ribbons, and there's always an ornament in there. And I always look for a nice plate. Of course, I get them all at the dollar store. And well, the people just absolutely love it. And I don't do it well, I do for me too, because I get something out of it too,
Right.
for, the gifts and stuff. But unfortunately, due to my health this year, I can't do it. So, but I'm going to do some so I can feel like I'm still doing something. But yeah, I bake a lot.
And you know what is incredibly cool is I just got to share this because Lori said this before. And for all you people out there that think you don't have the time to do stuff, let me just tell you, Lori takes the dough and she freezes it, then turns around and
Yeah,
bakes
right.
it. So
Right.
she doesn't just she's not sitting there baking 1,200 cookies in one day or two
Yeah,
or
right.
three. She's got this system down pat of how, and you can do this with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
You have to think ahead. Like Lori talks about the meatballs. Well, I know Lori's meatballs are way better than mine, but
they're not. I'm sure
I
we're
can
not the
I
same.
make a pretty mean meatball though too. But so like you make the meatballs and you freeze them for another meal.
Yeah,
I
right.
call it sauce. I don't know if you call it sauce or gravy, but I make so I make a big pot, but then I make containers that are, so if you hear of somebody that you want to make a meal for or do something for, you can pull out one of your things and create a meal quickly. You don't have to think oh, I don't have time, although again, I did say you could order a pizza, but sometimes when you can make some of those good ethnic things, it's kind of fun,
Oh,
so.
yeah, definitely. And
But how about another one? Offer to babysit. Laura, I'm going to send
yeah,
it to you.
that's such a great thing. And it doesn't have to be for your grandkids. You could just it
Mhm.
could be a neighbor that has kids, or I mean, Debbie and I know because we were young moms at one time. It's hard, and the people
Yeah.
get out and they need to be able to go out to the grocery store without taking their kids and stuff. I mean, and anybody could babysit that's at least old enough, what,
Right.
18 and older, I guess. But that's a great gift to do for somebody. You
Mhm.
don't have to get money for it.
Right.
Just offer it out of your heart. Yeah.
Take maybe somebody's kids too, like maybe they have a newborn and they need, maybe that or see even if you could just take them outside and play with them or
Right.
do something around the house for them. We were talking about this earlier too, raking leaves. Kids love to rake leaves and jump in them. So maybe you could do a double thing, rake people's leaves and, have some kids with you, you know,
You remember jumping in the leaves when you were a kid? Oh my
so
God.
much fun. So much fun. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And stuff. So yeah, and you know what? Our favorite thing here is what Debbie and we love to do, and is that pray with others or pray for others. That is such an important thing in this world today. I don't know, what your religious affiliate is, but almost all religions have some kind of prayer or whatever. And I think it's so wonderful. People don't realize it. You might go up to them, it's somebody that's hurting really bad and is elderly, especially, and you say, you know what, can we pray together? They
Mhm.
just absolutely love that because it's such a
Mhm.
caring, personal thing,
Mhm.
and if somebody's uncomfortable or not.
Right.
If they say
Right.
no, well, you just pray for them on your side by yourself,
Right.
And I know you, Deb, you and your husband pray together, don't you?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so does Gary and I, and it's just a great time to do that together. Because there's always power in prayer, but it's so
Mm-hmm.
personal when you're praying together.
Right.
And that, and that's a great thing to do with your grandkids too, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And
Mm-hmm.
get
It's
them to
yes.
pray together. I know when my granddaughter comes here, we do prayers together, and I really enjoy it. Do you have anything
Absolutely.
to add to that?
I was just going to say one thing that you and I discussed too beforehand. We were saying that, like, we offer up prayer for people when we hear it, and maybe we don't even know the people. Maybe somebody tells us about a family member that says something going on. Now, I and Lori and I both go to this one, our own chapels at our churches, and I always put like names in the book. And if it's just certain things, like, or maybe just write the names down so you don't forget, or just, and if you're not thinking prayer is exactly where you're going at with this, maybe just positive aura, just thinking about them and wishing the best for them, thinking, giving them some happy thoughts, sprinkle a little love on them, it's just people right now, you guys, we're talking about, we can say, oh, we could do this and we can do that, but there's a lot of people that are not on board right now. I have ran across a few of them lately that like are just still very scared. They've got a lot of fear in them. They've got a lot of depression. They've got a lot of anxiety, and there's a lot of people that are very lonely. And so if we can find those people and if we can help them, I know a lady that I do her hair, and she drives this little lady to church every week. And I'm like, that's just so darn cute.
Yeah,
It's so sweet.
about that. There's some, even like, going to the grocery store, if you ever,
Yeah.
like my neighbors and stuff. I used to call a couple of my neighbors and I used to say, I'm going up to the grocery store. You want me to pick up something for you? And,
Yeah.
so people, that's a great thing to do because you're going
Right.
anyway. So what's the difference,
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We talk about one last thing. It says
Yes.
dropping unexpected gifts. That is such a great idea. What is my favorite thing to drop off because it was part of my business is fresh flowers. And I have to say this, being an ex-florist, the grocery stores have beautiful flowers. Jewel carries, if you have Jewel or Albertsons by you, Jewel, Mariano's, all those stores, they have beautiful flowers, and they get them from the same growers that the florists do. And so, they're beautiful, and you look for their specials, and even like little gifts from the dollar store, like Debbie was saying. They have a lot of cute little stuff there for
Me
the
too.
you can just get one of those little scarecrows and put a note on there, or boo. Didn't they used to have those things? Do they still do them, or like boo gifts you put on somebody's door? What was that called?
I know that our neighborhood when we moved in, there was like looked like an animal or something, and then there was a wine bottle attached to it, and then it had a little note on all the houses that it had been in. I forgot what they called it, like some beaver or something. I don't know. But you know what? You could start one in your condo or neighborhood and just be like, this is your little Halloween treat, and do something that's completely sealed, because people are very cautious these days about getting things that are not sealed. So if it's a wine bottle or if it's or whatever, something sealed, a pumpkin, whatever, pass the pumpkin, I think it's great. I think it'd be fun. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. And you know what? If somebody else thinks of something, and you're just put it in a comment in our box. Right. So I like to hear what everybody has to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With that, Debbie, you want to get ready and close this out, or do you have anything
you want to say? I actually have to say a couple things really quick. Okay, so be on the watch out, guys. This is our fall season we're moving into, and we have a couple panels that we're going to be introducing. We're going to be doing some panels. We're going to have panels, and we're going to have like-minded people that have interests of the same, and they're going to be on a panel, and we're going to do those kind of talks, usually about an average of once a week. So look for that. You'll always see our fantastic, amazing Lori's Canva type advertisement of whatever we're doing that next day or that day of. It's awesome, you know, and that makes it very easy for you guys to find stuff. I just want to say something that the cool thing about having the Facebook page and having where we're on there for the health and wellness of you, you can search in there and see if there's a topic that we've done that you missed, or if there's one that you saw. Like Lori just talked about flowers. There's a topic in there when she talked about how to actually take flowers from the store or wherever you purchase them and put them in a vase, but you don't just pop them in the vase. There's a way of cleaning them and doing them. And if you do them properly, your flowers will last. If you get good flowers, they will last. Okay. But those things are still archived in there. So you can always look them up. And then also we have our YouTube, and now we're trying to start to use Instagram a little bit more. Lori's been dabbling with a little of that. We're going to start to get some more stuff onto Instagram. So I guess what I want to say is that please help us get bigger, help us expand.
Bigger. Yes, we want to get bigger.
And we're asking for your help. Okay. So we have people that we're putting into panels and we're starting to do those, but we are always looking for people who have something that we want to share. You guys, we've shared everything you can imagine, but there's still stuff that we haven't even imagined that we haven't been able to share yet because we haven't made that connection. So anybody listening, or if you have a friend or family member, or you know of somebody that you think, wow, that'd be a perfect person for them to interview, please pass that to us. You know, you could PM us or you could put it, you know, whatever. And if you have been somebody that we've already interviewed, you all know that you can use our Facebook page to, you know, continue to add things on there. And we try to grab things, you know, sometimes our entertainer friends, which we've been, you know, seeing, we try to pop up, you know, anything we can do to help promote. So anyways, with all that being said, please help us out with that. And Laura, I'm going to ask you to close us out.
Okay.
I think I just
good.
went on.
You have an awesome weekend, and we are so happy to come to you guys on Wednesdays and Fridays. So with that, we'll say, well, let's do it. I'm Lori.
I'm Debbie.
And we're Friends Helping Friends. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.